Today we will discuss about principle of reversibility. Principle of reversibility means, let's see first. Suppose we have two medium. It is first medium and this one is second medium. This is the boundary in between them. Suppose first medium is rarer medium and second medium is denser medium. It is normal. AB is incident ray, and see here, light passes from rarer to denser, then as you know it will turn towards normal. So here DC is refracted. So this is angle of incident and this one is angle of refraction. Suppose here we have a torch. It is suppose torch, and here this is the position of observer. Clear? So according to this principle, on reversing the path of light, it follows the same path. It means in first case, when light passes from rarer to denser medium, then this angle is angle of incident and this one is angle of refraction. And when we reverse the position of observer and torch means source of light. So suppose now here it is torch and here observer. So in this case CB is incident ray and BA is refracted ray. See here, in second case light passes from denser to rarer. So after refraction it moves away from the normal. So this R is supposed to be angle of incident and I is supposed to be angle of refraction. It means, again listen, on reversing the light ray, it follow the same path, same route. Clear? This is called principle of reversibility. So in first case, when light ray passes from first medium to second, then you will write by Snell's law, means second law of refraction. First mu second is equal to sin I by sin R. It is for first case. On reversing, that is when light passes from second medium to first. Light passes from second medium to first. Then by Snell's law you will write second mu first. Sine of angle of incident. Now angle of incident is R, that is sin R, upon angle of refraction, and now angle of refraction is I, that is sin I. Multiply them. Therefore first mu second means the refractive index of second with respect to first, into second mu first means refractive index of first with respect to second, is equal to sin I by sin R into sin R by sin I. Get cancelled and you will get 1. Therefore first mu second is equal to 1 upon second mu first. This is the principle of reversibility. For example, refractive index of glass with respect to water is the reciprocal of refractive index of water with respect to glass. Correct? In first medium water is present suppose, and in place of second medium suppose glass is present. So W mu G can be written as 1 upon G mu W. Clear? So this is principle of reversibility. Next topic, and it is very important. its derivation came in your board exam also. Refraction through glass slab. Refraction through rectangular glass slab. Refraction is very important. Suppose we have a glass slab. So, and above and below the glass slab air is present. Here it is air, glass and air. Suppose top face xy and bottom face x dash y dash. Suppose thickness of the glass slab is h and refractive index of glass slab, as you know, it is denoted by a mu g, or simply you may write mu g also, because air is always supposed to be standard for absolute refractive index. Here it is normal mn, it is incident ray, suppose AB, so this one is the angle of incident. Light passes from air to glass, air is rarer, glass is denser, so it turns towards normal, it should move along this way, but it will deviate and turn towards normal. So this angle is angle of refraction. And get incident, suppose at point C on the opposite face, draw one more normal. Suppose it is m dash, n dash. Now through x dash y dash surface, light passes from glass to air, denser to rarer, so it turns away from the normal. It is CD. This angle is R, so it will be also R. So angle of incident for x dash y dash surface, it is R. This angle is angle of emergent. Actually it is angle of refraction, but it is called angle of emergent. Why? Because first and last medium are same, so it's supposed to be angle of emergent. Clear? Okay. So let's see what are the relation between I and E. So when light passes from air to glass, use Snell's law, that is A mu g, air to glass, is equal to sin I by sin R. And when light passes from glass to air through x dash y dash surface, glass to air, you may write here G mu A is equal to sine of angle of incident. Now angle of incident is R, you will write here sine R upon sine E, sine E. Clear? But as you know, by principle of reversibility, G mu A can be written as 1 upon A mu g. Instead of G mu A, we can write 1 upon A mu g. 1 upon A mu g is equal to sin R upon sin E. Now take its reciprocal. Therefore, A mu g is equal to sin E by sin R. So see here, first and second equation, the left hand side A mu g is written, so we can equate them. Equating first and second equation, so you will get sin R upon sin E is equal to sin I by sin R is equal to sin E upon sin R. So sin R and sin R get cancelled. So you will get sin I is equal to sin E. Therefore I is equal to E. I is equal to E. Means angle of incident is equal to angle of emergent. It means when light passes through rectangular glass slab, then angle of incident is always equal to angle of emergent, and it is very important formula. Clear? Now with the help of same diagram, let's see what is the lateral displacement is. Displacement. Here draw perpendicular from C on AB, and suppose it is CE. This CE is called lateral displacement. CE is called lateral displacement. Its derivation is not in your syllabus, but today we will derive it. Let's see on what factor does it depend. The lateral displacement is when light passes through a glass slab, then the perpendicular distance between incident ray and emergent ray, that is called lateral displacement. Distance between incident ray and emergent ray is called lateral displacement. Here x is lateral displacement. Lateral displacement. So let's see on what factor does it depend. Clear? This angle is I, this angle is R. So what about this angle? It is called angle of deviation, and its value is I minus R. I minus R. So in right angle triangle A, B and C, cos R is equal to base BN upon hypotenuse BC, and BN, see here, BN is equal to H, which is thickness of the glass slab, upon BC. So BC is equal to H upon cos R. Now in right angle triangle BEC, we have to form perpendicular. To take sin theta, sin I minus R is equal to perpendicular CE by hypotenuse BC. C is X and BC is H upon cos R, become X cos R upon H. Therefore X cos R is equal to H sin I minus R. So X is equal to H sin I minus R upon cos R. This is the mother formula for the lateral displacement. And let's see the exceptional case. Actually it is, if it is from mathematics, if angle is very small, then sin theta may retain as theta only, and cos theta may also retain as theta. It is exceptional case if angle is very small. It means if angle of incident is very small, so then what happens? Sin I minus R is equal to I minus R. Cos R is equal to R. And refractive index is equal to, as you know, sin I by sin R. That can be written as I by R. Clear? So what happened? Therefore, X is equal to H I minus R upon R, become H I by R minus 1, and I by R is mu. So X is equal to H, refractive index mu. It is mu for any medium. Instead of I, R you may write here, especially we have taken class here, A mu G minus 1. So on what factor the lateral displacement depend? So there are two factors on which the lateral displacement depend, that is X proportional to H and X proportional to refractive index of the medium. These are the two factors on which the lateral displacement depend, that is thickness of the medium and their optical density, or you can say refractive index of the medium. And this is the reason that the spectacles are made of thin glasses. Thin glasses means if H is less, X is less. It means to reduce lateral displacement, the spectacles are made of thin glasses. So because if thickness is less, it is the spectacles is thin, the lateral displacement is less. This question came and before 2-3 years ago. Why spectacles are made of thin glasses? So its answer is to reduce the lateral displacement. Thank you for today's.